with us. Long Beach, do you want to do the honors and kick this round off?
Sure.
So now you got all options: food, music, and TV. Movies and TVs, music, and general Black culture.
All right. Well, we didn't do music, so let's go into music.
Did we not do music?
No, we did music.
We did music. It was his.
Did we do music?
That was the music.
That was music?
Okay.
Yeah. Last one was music. Yeah.
We knew it was you immediately.
Everybody's like, that was you. That was you.
Yeah. Like he's like, Pat said it like incredible. It was like, we watch your stuff. We knew this was you.
Saw that. Yeah, we saw it.
I think I'm going to go with, okay, what's the fourth one? Because we did music.
General Black culture.
You can do any of them now. We're going a whole nother round. So just
general Black culture.
General Black culture. Got you. Let's see what we got here for that.
7 o'clock in the morning in the rain.
Piper. We singing along to this shit.
I'm mentioning yon in the bed that don't belong to me.
All right, 2 minutes on the clock. Hennessy is disgusting.
Most definitely.
Huh?
Hennessy is gross.
You agree?
You agree with that statement? Griff, come on now.
You don't like Hen? What about Hennessy?
Bro, Hennessy is the nastiest. All alcohol is nasty, right? All alcohol is disgusting.
Oh, well then, yeah, if you think that.
But
yeah.
Hennessy is the most disgusting thing in the world, and I don't know how people can talk about it.
Have you ever had a Hennessy margarita?
A Hennerita?
Bruh. Let me tell you, I had 2 one night, and it just,
taste of Hennessy, it's just so
demon. Some girl got demon. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. I'll never forget that night. Dog, I'm talking.
I don't think that should catch on. I hope it don't.
Damn it! Oh my god!
I'm about to demon her.
I mean, we already got demon time already, so it's pretty much the same shit.
Right? It was consensual.
Backshot manians.
So it's not Khleo. Will has been fairly quiet.
Listen, man, my nickname in college was Hennessy Belushi, so come on.
I like it.
You don't really look like a Hennessy type of person.
Belushi?
Yeah, Hennessy Belushi. I started drinking young though. Like I grew up in the country, so it was like moonshine first and then down, and so I drunk whatever was there. Yeah, so I drunk
moonshine. Jesus Christ!
Hey, moonshine made right tastes good, but you should not drink that shit straight.
You shouldn't drink that shit at all, Will.
Period.
Will was like, "Can I get the 2X? No. Let me get the 3X's, please."
Sir, that's just a prop. I'm good.
A whole jug, Pat.
Pat, do you drink?
I do drink.
You don't look like you drink.
He drinks wine. Drinks a lot of wine.
I love wine. But that doesn't help my case with Hennessy. It's disgusting. As soon as he said that, I was like, fuck. I like dark too. I prefer whiskey, but I like Hennessy.
That's unbelievable whatsoever.
I like Hennessy white.
All right, time's up, Long Beach. Who you got?
I think I'm going to go with Khleo.
Even after that margarita demon story? That was way too specific.
That's the reason why.
No, that's not the reason why. It just it doesn't seem like he's had. I feel like from that story, now that I think about it, getting a Hennessy margarita in any situation is just like, it's the ultimate level of Black Air Force energy. And I don't feel like Khleo has Black Air Force energy. I don't think he would get margarita.
He also said some girl got demoned. He didn't say my girl I had sex with my girl and it was great.
He's light skinned, so I believe that part. That's
part. Black Air Force energy.
That shit is hilarious. Oh my god.
That's a DaBaby line, and DaBaby is the walking Black Air Force.
Nigga, Black Air Force energy. Wow.
Pat, they coming for you for that one, bro. Baby coming right for you for that.
Nah, baby gonna use that. Baby gonna use that line. That is dope.
You know he Black Force energy. He knocked the nigga out while he was performing on beat.
He knocked the dude out his pants at the mall. I don't know how you
a woman too.
That did happen. Listen, man, Griff.
Yeah.
The truth is, I love Hennessy.
I
only pull it out on certain occasions because when I get that Henny in my system, I'm a whole other man. Everything gets numb. I don't got no more back pain. I'm putting it on the shoulders, putting it in the wall up there in the corner. True story. So it's not me.
That doesn't mean you don't find it disgusting, though.
I love Hennessy.
Okay.
Still stand by it. I can't not stand by it, but I'm gonna go with Will thinking Hennessy is disgusting because I feel like Pat drinks wine, so I don't think he drinks Hennessy enough to care about it. So I think it's Will because in the South they don't really drink Hennessy. I was in Alabama and I asked, I was like, "Oh, let me get Hennessy," and they looked at me crazy. They looked at me crazy like, "What? Hennessy? Why would you drink that? We have stuff."
We have actual.
He said we have stuff. We have
Yeah.
alcohol, sir. We serve
we sell alcohol here. You know, have you ever had alcohol before?
Yeah. We don't sell malt liquor here. Hell is this?
That is interesting to know about the Roll Tide boys. But as I've said, they called me Hennessy Belushi in college. And that is for a reason. I love Hennessy. Texas drinks Hennessy like crazy. We have Henny Palooza all the time. I think Henny is delicious.
Okay, so who's the one changing the slides? Because I don't think it's Pat. Who's changing the slides? I think he's the one that thinks.
It was my 24th birthday.
Tell him, Pat. What happened?
I was in Vegas with a bunch of my homies from Dallas. And they decided to give me the birthday Hennessy, the big one, right?
That Magnum bottle.
The Hen Dog.
Huge one. Not the life-size one. They were,
Oh, no, I'd have done this then.
Yeah.
No, this was,
y'all didn't see my hand. That's why.
This was one of those things where I got like a nice room and then they got a room and then they saw my room and then they just all came to my room. It was one of the trashiest Vegas trips. It was literally like those memes where it's like too many niggas in one room. That was it. So we were pre-gaming. I was drinking this Hennessy. Disgusting. Tell me why my sleepy ass passed out while we were pre-gaming.
Oh, no.
These niggas left and went to the club on my birthday. I awoke to the sound of them coming back and I checked my phone and they had a whole photo shoot. They was by my sleep body like, this nigga weak as fuck. Hey, this nigga passed out. All that shit, pictures, all that stuff. There were girls in there. They had girls over, all that stuff. Went to the club, came back, and I'm just looking at this Henny bottle like, you motherfucker. And then ever since then, I was just like, gross. Every time I've had it, first of all, the world does not need Pat on Hennessy. Let's just put that out. And then secondly, Hennessy is just disgusting. There's other stuff to get you to that level. And
I agree.
I think that Henny got good PR with the whole Henny dick thing because there are a plethora of alcohols that give you Henny dick. And Henny dick, I've drank Hennessy and was gummy worm at the end of the night before. So I don't even give them the Henny dick points.
Damn, he said he taking that away.
That spectrum, bro. Listen, I'm sorry you had to get passed out on your birthday in Vegas. You had Biddy sitting on your forehead while you was passed out. Did you drink the whole bottle, Pat?
I drank too much. It was my birthday. I was like, I'm gonna get super fucked up and then go out. But Henny,
hell no.
Henny was like, your shit ends now at 11. So yes, Hennessy is disgusting, and I stand by that. Sorry, Griff.
Come on, Griff.
Damn.
Believe you, boy, Griff.
I don't know. I just don't see you as a Henny type dude. I was like,
Khleo, craft macaroni and cheese over homemade macaroni and cheese changes your perspective on
that is also true.
Scarlet letter. You have to carry that forever.
Yeah.
Think of that.
Will don't even like half the Texas food that come out of Texas, bro.
Deniability all you want.
Keep that in mind when food comes up. Cleo, you were wrongly accused, so why don't you go next?
I'll go next. Let's go movies.
All right, back to movies.
Movies.
Actually, let's go this one.
So in movies, I have never seen Belly.
I'm not even gonna let you be out there by yourself. I've never seen Harlem Nights.
I've never seen Harlem Nights either.
Wow.
I think Belly is a good hood movie though. It's definitely.
It's dope.
It is not. It is not.
Oh, I know who this is.
Okay, Tyler Perry is the worst. Okay, all right. So here's my immediate question. When you say Tyler Perry is the worst, what do you mean by that? Do you mean the films that he co-signs, his production, the projects he's put out, what he overall stands for the industry, the business? You're not gonna take it into that consideration, Pat? Go.
I'm gonna say one thing. Let's start the timer. I'm gonna say one thing to get me off the pot. I do not like Tyler Perry's work, just flat out. I don't think I've never actually seen something that I enjoyed or was a fan of. However, what he is doing within the industry and the moves that he's making, undeniable. I'm a huge fan. He was on Dad Jokes. I can never hate anybody after that, so take me off. And then buying an Air Force base and making it a studio, there's no way I would not be a fan. So take me off the pot.
All great default things to say and look up on Google to get you off the hook, though.
Hey, I knew all that stuff. But I do that. It is a genuine respect that I have. I don't think
that's what everyone says.
Will, give me one Tyler Perry movie.
I can do Bad All by Myself.
Give me two.
I was low key of one.
Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Meet the Browns. Browns family reunion. Medea's family reunion. Medea goes to jail. Medea gets her driver's license.
Temptation. Alex Cross.
Yeah. Star Trek.
Oh, I forgot about Alex Cross. Forgot about Alex Cross.
Why did he do that? Why did he make that?
Hey, man. Hey, look. Alex Cross could have done something if it was shot right.
Bro, I went to the premiere and I was like, yo, is that Perry? I had no.
You gotta try everything, Khleo. When you're on top of the world, you gotta try everything. He's probably always wanted to be an action star.
He was in Star Trek. People forget that. He was one of the leading commanders of Starfleet. Like the people.
He was. Oh shit. He was in Star Trek and he's in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Will's running out your clock. Will's running out your clock. I see it now. Khleo. Pick Will. And Long Beach is really quiet. He hasn't said two things.
He was naming all the movies. I was like, now let me get in here. I had to mention Alex Cross before he got there. I was like,
that's all he said. Alex Cross.
All he said was Alex Cross. Tyler
That's
Perry.
a lot, though. That's a deep cut right there.
It is.
As a film buff, though, I do feel that Long Beach would be quite critical of anything coming out of that department.
I could also see a video that he did about this.
So, with that being said, LBG, is it you?
absolutely.
He's smiling, so he knows he's like,
it's absolutely me. As soon as it came up, I just wanted to be like, it was me. It's me.
That's why I said I know exactly who this is.
And I just feel like for me, I love, like you said, Pat, I love how he's, took initiative to put our people on. He's making a impactful, just Tyler Perry Studios, just being a black man and just making films and, just his impact on the film industry as a person of color is amazing. It's admirable. I love it. But his movies, it got to a certain point where I feel like he was exploiting the black community in a way of, he was exploiting our struggles. He was just like, okay, after a while it became, okay, this is what black people go through. This is black stuff like this. And he just kept selling that struggle over and over again. And a lot of his movies are based on black woman, black struggles. If she don't have God in her life, all her life is gonna be bad, and then she's gonna find God in her life, gonna get good again, and then there's gonna be one black man that just treats her bad. And it's just a lot of just a whole bunch of undertones that are just stereotypical undertones that just really just rattle me the wrong way. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say this, because again, I'm gonna leave y'all out there either. I'm on both of y'all sides as far as this goes. Like, respect the hustle, respect where you came from, like being homeless to doing this to now owning the army base that can fit probably all the major studios in your stuff. Cool. But just like how Long Beach Griffy said, I think there was a point in time where you could have stopped and then given that to everybody. Because like really, like for Colored Girls, when he dropped that really had me off Tyler Perry. Because I was just like, I don't even get what this is about now. Like I get that there's one
or a movie.
No, it was a movie, bro. Like what's the dude from Barbershop, the light-skinned dude with the eyes?
Michael Ealy.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And that shit, I can't never see him the same after that movie. This dude literally hung both of his kids out the window and let them go and killed them.
It was a horror movie?
No, it was a regular.
It
was a regular movie about 4 women, black women, and they struggles. Like the chick that talks as the Princess and the Frog, Tiana.
Yeah.
The first thing she does is meets this dude that seems to be great. They go on a date. Everything's great. Everything's fun. They get home. This nigga punches her in the face and rapes her. And I'm just like, like I know, like I know that goes on, but it's just kind of like, bro.
And the movies just aren't good. The movies, they're just not good. I just feel like the dialogue is so trash, especially when it comes to like the comedies, Tyler Perry's comedies. They're just not for me personally. I just feel like Tyler Perry movies are for black women over the age of 55. You know what I'm saying? They're just not appealing to me personally.
That was a pretty good breakdown. I mean, I was low-key expecting just like a very random answer. Just like, I mean, I think the movie's trash, but I was just like, oh, that's a very
it's very
legit breakdown. Okay,
it's very
respect that opinion.
It's very deep rooted because I feel like there's so much potential and talent in the black community and in the industry, but I just feel like a lot of the movies that we make are primarily about, you know, what's hot, what's trending. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how many movies have been about police brutality? How many movies do you know are about damn, it was just on the tip of my head. Police brutality and biopics. Yeah. We just keep making biopics about our culture. How many like about slave and all this stuff? It's like,
why do you like Jordan Peele then?
Huh? Oh like, no, I love Jordan Peele. I love Jordan Peele. It's because it's a different. It takes us. He gives us. I mean, it's still rooted in like, you know, black social issues, like, you know, racism and, you know, stuff like that. But he does it in a way that's different. He conducts his films very differently. And it's just in the way he goes about it is very smoothly. And it's like, it's interesting. But a lot of us, we just make movies about black struggles. Like, why can't we just make a movie? Why can't we just put that away and just make a movie about black superheroes that's not in the Marvel universe? Why can't we make movies about a black baker that doesn't have to deal about racism? And why can't we just make movies that don't have to, that we're putting our, you know, that reality, you know what I'm saying? But we only do it because it's profit in it. We exploit our struggles for profit. And when you do that, it just kind of like, I don't know, desensitizes us as like creators, because we're more than that. You know what I'm saying? We're more than that.
Not trying to counter argue anything that Griffey's saying. He has all valid points. But then at the same time, as far as the time that we've had the ability to make films, right, and tell these stories, we didn't always have that platform. If you go back and look at like exploitation era film, what even those black filmmakers had to go through to make a film was ridiculous. I did a film called Badass, which was a biopic about Mario Van Peebles, right, doing a picture about what his father, Melvin Van Peebles, had to go through within Hollywood to make a black film in the 70s.
Right.
He had to put it underneath being a porno film to make that happen.
Wow.
He had to make when SAG came to set to check, he had to make it seem like he was shooting a porno movie for them to co-sign, leave, and then he can get back to work.
Wow.
It was crazy that what happened. So I think I get where all your Tyler Perry facts as far as the biopics. The thing is, we didn't always have this platform or this opportunity to do so. So now I think people want to tell their stories. I agree with the fact that there's much more stories to tell, but it's time to also that people want to share our history in our ways. That's what
I get it. No, I totally get it. Like I don't want to knock that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I think there's power in where we come from and the stories that we need to tell. You know, I think that's great. I love it. I love that. But I just feel like at a point, when does it become less of, you know, and this is like a valid question, when does it become less of, you know, showing people what we're going through and like giving people something to relate to, or to you know, making something about that takes us out of that reality. You get what I'm saying?
I think that you basically need to wait for the industry to normalize Black filmmaking. Like right now, it's so rare. Like it's not that different. Obviously, it's way different from like having to. I did not know that about the porno. That's crazy.
I didn't either. That was mind blowing.
That's wild, right? I think that Black filmmakers still have to go through a lot. We still see people that are as big as Taraji P. Henson that are talking about they're not treated fairly in the industry. So like, I would say that if you are a filmmaker or a writer and you're really passionate and artistic and you get that chance that's so rare, you would more likely use it to be something like powerful, you know, with a message, as opposed to just something Black. And I think that now we're seeing a turn with people like Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele used racism as the enemy in a horror film, which I've never seen before. And killed it to the point where all Hollywood was like, you guys, you could do whatever you want right now. So the next thing that he did was Us, which was a horror film that just featured a Black family. And I saw an interview that was like, it wasn't about them being Black. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? It was just as normal as possible with a fully, you know, dark skin also, because they don't get those chances a lot either. Them just going through a horror film. It wasn't like you said, like a Black specific thing. It wasn't this or that we're used to. He was like trying to start just normalizing it. But I think to normalize it, you need a bunch of people in those positions. So I feel like we're getting there, but since it's still in that weird position where we're like fighting for it, I feel like more like 8 out of 10 directors feel like they have to do something with a message, you know, since they have that opportunity.
Yeah.
A lot of people like are when they, like you said, when they get that opportunity, they go to their go-to stuff, like they go to what they know. So like Tyler Perry knows that stuff about those struggles in church. Same thing like with Kenya Barris. He knows about his family, the things that he's done struggling with his family and being in the industry. I think two of the biggest things we have to realize though now is with how the industry is set, we keep trying to get to where we want them to do our things when they don't speak to our audience. Like before, when everybody had that one vast opportunity, it was okay, we're giving Black people a chance to speak, but we had no way of getting to our community to begin with. So that's why when we did get that opportunity, it's like, yo, they need to know that this is what's going on because this is what we're dealing with now. But two of the biggest things that we have now, just like with all three of y'all have a platform with over 100,000 people. If 100,000 people pay $10 to see your movie, that's box office numbers the same as what they're providing for anybody else at Paramount or Universal. So we didn't have that at that time. So now we don't really have to rely on the typical Hollywood to do anything. But then another thing we have to get out of too is we write in a Eurocentric thought process because that's what we were taught. So the only thing we do know is the slavery, is the struggle. We have to revamp that. We have to be able to write from where we believe because that's how they taught us. Like they teach us we're just only slaves, but they don't teach us that we had people that around in that same time were excavators, people that were finding these new pyramids, these new sites that were here in America. They're not going to tell that story because they're not talking to us. So it's up to us to start thinking like that and rewrite it to where, okay, you gave that perspective. Let us make our perspective. And then people will want to go research that and go, yo, did y'all know like this really is rooted in truth? Then they start talking about, this is the one thing I can't wait for white people to explain, why you shot off all the noses on statues because they look like ours. Because you wanted people to believe you were there first. So you shot these off because it's the only thing that will identify a person of color.
What do you mean they shot off noses?
Most statues you see, like what's the one in at Egypt, the one with the like you know, the nose is shot off. Napoleon ordered everyone to shoot noses off of main monuments so you couldn't depict what nationality they were.
Wow.
Noses were what defined what you were.
Psychological warfare that was going on back then. Like we play psychological warfare on social media. They were doing it with whole goddamn monuments on paper with money. Bro, it's ridiculous the chess games could play in people's mind.
That's why I'm not surprised by anything. If a nigga ordered his people to shoot off the nigga noses of statues so that we won't know that they're black, how could you look at what's happening today and be like, how are they thinking like that? It's like, nigga, it's been like
even the biggest things that people like they teach you, like even like the the Louisiana Purchase. No one will ever, they will never admit that it was because of black people that they got to purchase the majority of America. The Haitian Revolution bankrupt Napoleon and the French bank because they supplied them to that war because of that. And these black people kept kicking his ass and they went bankrupt, which forced them to sell their portion of America.
That's tight. Shout out to blacks. I never knew Tyler Perry is the worst would leave us on the most woke rant.
It was definitely a great discussion, though.
That was fantastic. No, that was great. It's almost weird to go back into this bullshit.
We're like, now let's talk about the bullshit of cats.
Now back to bullshit.
And cut. All right, that was Khleo. Was that yours, Khleo?
Yes.
All right, Will, you are next up.
Let me do
General and
music, right? Or movies.
Movies, yeah. So you got music and food.
Let me do music.
All right, music it is. Let me go with. I got one.
Oh yeah, in music, Khleo has said that Stevie Wonder is useless.
Stop. He said no.
The last minute.
That's not what I said.
Khleo.
Griff.
Khleo.
That was your worst one. That was your worst one.
What I said was.
But he said something as disrespectful. Go ahead.
What I said was. His music ain't timeless. That's what I said.
Same shit.
Same shit.
See how that hurt him more than useless?
I tried to soften the blow. You see that? I tried to soften it.
Hey, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die on my sword with my words. This is what I said.
The fucking the last minute bus throws are great. I pick food. By the way, this nigga don't like Stevie Wonder.
Oh man.
Hey, let's throw some more under the bus. Pat hates Mary J. Blige.
Hey,
like,
Why?
she's trash. She can't dance. Her songs aren't good.
What?
Oh, get him, Griff, yo.
Oh, you know what her best song was? Give me that crispy chicken and lettuce wrapped up in tortilla with sauce. Come to Burger King. I hate black people. Fuck niggas. We eat chicken. We got big lips and blackface. Watch the menstrual cycle. Watch the menstrual show. I meant to say menstrual show. I said menstrual cycle. But you get what I'm saying. She cooned it up. She cooned Burger King all the way up. You saw that commercial.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. G Unit was better than Dipset.
So first of all, I don't know who about to select this, but I'm gonna give you a big embrace because if that ain't the most truest statement, G Unit was way harder than Dipset.
I was just trying to think about it. This was not me. But
hey, you know what?
With this,
since the timer's going, let me see.
All right.
I would like to just real quick. Dipset.
Yeah.
Cameron.
Yep.
Joel Santana. Jim Jones. Right? Let's put those three on that side.
Who else? There's more though.
Huh?
It was like 33 niggas in Dipset.
No, I know, but hear me out. What I'm saying
King.
is, as far as the people who went on and had crazy hits at a career within the music industry, Jim Jones balling was ridiculous. Joel Santana.
What else?
Hey! When he did the A shit, that took off.
But what else?
A Chain, crazy. Let's go to G Unit. Let's look at the three members of G Unit that we have over there. Of course, you have Game,
right?
Who went on to do his own thing. You got 50.
Tony Yayo. Lloyd
Yayo, we don't count like that.
About Yayo first.
We don't talk about Yayo.
Oh.
You got Buck and you got Banks. Everyone seems to love Banks, so let's just go with those three as
wash. This is a wash. This is a wash.
Listen,
if those are your starting three,
you are washed already.
Dipset's cultural impact. Yo, you had niggas wearing pink, bro. You had
Dipset had the swag. Dipset had the drip. They had the drip. Dipset had the drip most definitely. I feel like Dipset made a good impact on the East Coast, and G Unit had a good impact on the West Coast.
No, they were good in the East too. They were all from New York.
They're from New York.
I mean, true, but I don't know. I feel like
if you count Game, it's a wash. If you count Game, it's a wash. If you don't count Game, you might be able to, but I still personally think it's a wash.
There are people who want those diplomat chains. Like there was just something about what Dipset meant to people. That shit, Jewel's Dip, Santana.
All right. I've made
even as good as the G Unit chant.
I've made my decision. It's Khleo. Khleo looked like the type of person that would be wearing G Unit head to toe, especially in your damn tours when you had braids. I could see you. You probably had G Unit shoes.
G Unit fucked up with merch because you had to be buff to wear that shit.
That big ass tank top that these niggas
top
with
this shit. What? That looked tight as fuck on 50 Cent. Niggas put it on. We said, what?
I'm like, what are you doing?
I mean,
what are you doing?
Back then? That was the perfect size back then. Big t-shirts, big tank tops, big everything.
But
it was loose.
Right.
Those tank tops were not tight if you weren't buff.
Whose thing was this?
This was mine. I'm picking Khleo.
Wow.
I'm right. Because normally he'll do this. I'm
right.
I'm right.
Is this you?
Damn right, it's me.
Yeah, I knew it.
It's way
Will finally called out Kleo's bullshit. He was mediating the whole. Oh, but no, Dipset had this, and this.
I figured out his I figured out his second tail past the Disney shit and his next one. I figured it out.
G-Unit was way better than Dipset.
He did that for like.
G-Unit was way better than Dipset. Point blank period. These guys went on to sell crazy records individually as artists. 50's a legend. Lloyd Banks is a New York City legend. We're not sure what the hell's going on with Young Buck at the moment.
Hey, Young Buck had a fire ass album.
Yes,
Straight Out of Cashville.
Straight Out of Cashville is a classic.
Classic album. And the fact that people forget that, like, a lot of people don't notice. If you know, you know. But this dude had to be, this is what makes 50 the most pettiest person on earth. When Ludacris and T.I. was beefing, Luda was like, and they were going head to head, and Young Buck was gonna get T.I. to do Stomp. And then 50 was like, yo, you need to do the remix, and I want you to put Ludacris on it. And he was like, all right, bet. And then Luda found out T.I. was on it. And then he was like, yo, but T.I. did his thing first. And he was like, yo, let me hear it. And then Ludacris was like, oh, bet. And that's when he dropped his verse, and he was like, yo, put all it on your album.
Hold on. Can I give you guys the both verses really quick? Can I give you guys what they both said? Yep. T.I. said, real niggas see the difference between you and this. Me getting beat down, that's Ludacris. So we're assuming Luda and DTP might have got stomped out in the club somewhere in Atlanta. That's what we could assume. But Luda's response, nobody's thinking about you, plus your beats ain't legit. So please stay off the TIP of my dick.
I have never in my life heard a song where two niggas on the song beef with each other. That is the craziest, most ghetto shit I've ever heard in my life. Nigga, wait, verse 2 was beefing with verse 3?
Yes, bro, that shit was crazy. Great. And then there was
crazy era in music, man.
Yeah, bro. And then, but you know what killed Dipset? Radio. Radio is what tanked Dipset, because if you listen to radio and you watch 106 in part, it would always be a Santana song. Jewel's Dip.
They were mixtapes.
We was brick mix.
Exactly. They were huge in the streets. Dipset
and it just kept cutting off.
But they weren't making records that coming on radio or coming on. They couldn't sell no records like that.
Old Boy was their only hit with Cameron. That was the only outside of Ball.
No, Cameron had some hits.
No, I'm talking about like mainstream. Like they had hits, but like again, when you have the edited version, you can't listen to it. Old Boy was probably the only
get it on the night. You
smoke,
I smoke, I drank. Me too. Well, good.
Both groups were great.
Get it on
just preference-wise, G Unit First of all, their group albums were fire. Their individual albums were fire. I can't say that the individual albums of Dipset were always fire, though.
I teach you how to stunt my wrist. Man, come on. Everybody.
Wait, Griffy, did you listen to either?
I listened to G Unit. I mean, I never really, my brothers, they were like hip hop heads, you know, like, so, I mean, Dipset has always been like, I'd always be running around the house, little Dipset, not knowing what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? But
saying it.
I got to a certain age where I was all like, dang, their drip was crazy. The way Cameron dressed, my God. These
really made niggas wear pink and be okay with it.
They really had crazy drip. And also, my favorite movie is
Paid in Full.
Paid in Full. So it's just like, me, I'm just like, you know, so I like it more for the aesthetic. I like Dipset more for the aesthetic, but since I got to experience G Unit, I like them more for, you know, their music.
You know what? Dipset, I figured it out now. Dipset is a popular ass group that happens to rap. That's what it is. They were the first rap socialites. That's what it was. Because you wanted to dress like them, had them chains. Like every one of them was a great representation. Like Jewels with the do-rag and the little Dominican shit. Everybody loved Jewels and that shit. Jim Jones.
The capo.
I just want him to get his hair braided just right one time. I just want it to be no fuzz.
That boy always looked dusty.
He looked dingy at all times. He did look crazy dingy. He always had he had blue jeans. He always had butter Timbs on and a fucking tank top. I've never seen Joel with that. And then when the gangbanging stuff really started like taking mainstream music, like we knew Snoop was a Crip the whole time, but when Game came out and it was straight blooding, and then seeing Jim Jones heavy with red rags, heavy throwing up bees on 106 in Park, I was like, what just happened?
He told us to wear thermals, and then niggas really started wearing thermals.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. All right, let's get into this last one. I'm gonna go with the last category, which is food. Food is never left for last, but we gonna do food.
I wanted to make sure you got to pick food this time, Pat.
Thank you, man. It's funny to think of like how much rappers taught us like what to dress like. Like Cameron was like, all right, it's okay to wear pink now. And we were like, okay. And niggas started wearing chucks and stuff. Jay-Z was like, now we wear button-ups. And everybody was like, okay, yeah, yes, Jay-Z. And then niggas started wearing like button-ups is wild.
Kanye came with them weird futuristic glasses and the polo top. Everybody in middle school had those glasses.
Ours was the throwback jerseys. Everybody had to have a jersey from a team they never heard of.
And then we was wearing them backwards.
Yep.
Rappers taught us how to do everything.
Bro.
Chitlings are not nasty. Okay, I was the perfect person to get this. I have no idea who this could be. Holy shit. All right. Wow. First of all, if you guys don't know, chitlings are literally pig intestines. Okay.
Pig intestines.
I'm glad this is not me because I wouldn't even know how frustrated I would be if I was on the other end of this. Like I had a cousin who liked them with hot sauce, and they prepared them one time in the house with me. And it's like, listen, if you're a gross food, you have to at least smell good while you're being cooked. But they smell worse when they're being cooked. So I see that the timer is on. Griffey's doing a lot of theatrics, so it might be him.
It just
Will's from the South, but I respect him too much to think that this is him.
Let me just go ahead and get out the way right now. I'm Jewish, Pat. We don't eat pig.
You're Jewish?
Yeah.
Continue on. Continue on.
Yeah. I did not know that. I've never seen you in any religious context. So wait, do you guys not eat pork at all?
Yeah, we pretty much didn't grow up with it. Never really went back for it.
I didn't know that. I thought that was Muslim. I did not know that you guys. A lot of new stuff that I just learned.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. I've never seen you eat pork. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never even seen Long Beach in a southern setting. So this
was in Alabama on Monday.
Quit using that as a southern reference. That's not working for you.
But I was though.
Alabama, I consider that the South. What have you ever lived in the South?
That's white South.
Oh no, definitely not. I just visit. My ex used to live in Huntsville, Alabama. So that's where
Got you a girl from Alabama.
Yeah.
Roll Tide.
Yeah.
Is she upset with the ban of the Confederate flag?
Yeah, she's
Yes.
she's so irate. It just makes her blood boil. And Pat, come on, man. I'm not worried about the Confederate.
God, this would have to be Will then.
What?
Yeah, you be making shrimp burgers.
Right. This could not be me.
Okay. To be honest, I don't believe who I'm about to accuse. I don't believe it. However, just the way I do analysis, the way that this sentence is built, I think it's Griffy. Because I feel like Will, if he for some reason thought this, he'd probably say chitlings are delicious. The are not nasty, I feel like is very, very specific to how Griffy would set this up. So
Griffy, can you say the line?
Is that what you? Chitlins.
I have nothing on this. I literally have nothing. Will was from the South, but I refuse to believe this is him. This nigga don't eat pork. It's a religious thing, so I can't even. I have to.
Can we confirm that?
Oh, we can confirm it.
Baruch atah Adonai melech ha'alam asher kidishanu mizvuta vitzivanu chalek shel Shabbat. That's your Shabbat prayer every Friday. Keep it moving.
And
He read my mind because that is exactly what I was going to ask him to do too. I was just going to say, just say one word in Hebrew. He threw a whole verse.
Was that Hebrew?
Yes, he got it.
Yes.
He got
I
it.
have never even seen a hint of that ever. Wow.
Oh, hey, he said it flawlessly too.
It's in movies.
What the fuck? Okay. Okay. Jesus Christ, that was a pivot.
And I only asked because not that I didn't believe you, it was just for the sake of this.
No, I believed the shit out of him. I believed him anyway, but I was just thinking, if you lied about being Jewish just to get past this, that is kudos.
Right. I was like,
Griffy, okay, I'm sorry. I know the timer's off. That was just amazing. I gotta say Griffy, just because.
Wow.
And I don't know why. It's literally 100% how the sentence is built, not based on what the sentence is. So Griffy, is this you?
They're not nasty, dog. I'm gonna just let you know right now, Pat.
Oh.
I'm gonna let you know right now, Pat. It's me. It's me.
Oh wow!
I was like, he's pausing too long. It's him.
It's me. It's definitely me. Chitlins.
Wow.
If you can, honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. Like I've always grown up thinking like chitlins are disgusting. I was like, ugh, gross. They smell repulsive. I'm not putting anything in my mouth that smells nasty like that. It was one Thanksgiving when I was young. I was like 10, 11, right? It was after Thanksgiving. I go in my refrigerator and I see a bowl. You know how it'd be like all type of like stuff in Tupperware and random like butter containers and whatever. I open the container and I think it's chicken. So I'm like, okay, this is chicken, right? I think chitlins are chicken. I thought it was shredded chicken. I heat it up, right? I'm eating it.
Wait, you didn't smell it when you heat it up?
I did not smell it. I didn't smell it. I'm eating it, right? Whatever. I was like, oh, this is good. This is so good. I go to my mom and I'm like, yo, mom, the chicken was fire. And she's like, that's not chicken. Those are chitlins. I was like, wow.
Raw, no rice, no. I don't know what you eat with chitlins, but it was just straight up chitlins.
It was with macaroni and cheese, baked macaroni and cheese, Khleo. Ham. It was the whole nine, right?
I don't even know how chitlins are prepared. I just know they come in the same buckets that they be serving paint and.
You gotta clean chitlins. It's a process. But I was eating these chitlins and I'm like, yo, I thought it was chicken, but it wasn't chicken. They was chitlins and they were good. They were literally, if you can get past the smell, I guarantee you're gonna be like, oh, this is different. It's different because a lot of people don't eat them because of the smell.
Pat, I gotta be honest, just because he's being honest. Don't you dare believe that bullshit he just spewed.
I don't. I remember the smell.
Stay away.
Listen,
stay the hell away.
You ate them before? Will?
Huh?
You ate them?
No, I smelled it one time.
Damn.
Anytime someone had chitlins in their house, I was no longer associated with them.
I remember it. That's how bad it was. I literally remember the smell.
I got to pig feet. Like pig feet, I was like, that's where I cut it off.
You ate it?
Oh, pig feet is fire.
Pig feet.
Fire. It's not the hoof part. It's like there's a fat. I'm gonna say this fucked up and it's gonna sound kind of nasty, but think about like a cankle. That's what a pig foot is, but it's meat. And if you cook it right, man, with some lima beans or some rice.
That was weirdly a great visual, but it was just God.
Right. It's a great visual, but it's not going to be that pleased. But if you cook them right, they're great. But intestines, I was like, nope. I'm sorry. I cannot.
I don't think there's any amount of hot sauce that can drown that smell out. I know that smell is directly associated with taste to the point where if you close your nose and eat, you don't taste it as much.
Yeah, it's like I think like 80% of taste is smell. I think
isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
You lose 80% if you close your nose? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, something crazy like that.
You don't when you
why do you think people would eat something that smells so repulsive? Why do you think people would keep on eating? Because it's delicious. It's delicious, y'all.
Wow.
It's crazy about the Scientology of food. Like when I realized like peppers is like how they first teach you about addiction is peppers. Like they'll feed you a pepper each day. So the thing is, if you eat peppers, you can't help but want to try a hotter pepper. Like once like regular jalapenos are nothing to you, you will be tempted to try another one. Like
is that like how they teach you about gateway drugs?
Yeah, because they were just like, pretty much.
Shit? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it was something our teacher taught us, but it was always funny when black teachers try to teach you stuff outside the norm, and then they're not there the next day, and you got to sub. But
there's no follow up to that
no.
Like
our teacher, like our 6th grade teacher, was trying to talk to us about the Moors and stuff, and she wasn't there no more. It was like
has taken a leave.
Yeah, Christopher Columbus though. That's what we're gonna bring up, and I was like, wow. Okay.
They fired him.
I think she was transferred. That's the happy ending I'm going to.
That's because some white kid told their mom, who was a Karen, and then Karens have been getting people fired for years, by the way.
Oh yeah.
We're just now flipping it on them, but Karens have been getting people fired for years.
The moment we're living in right now with this Karen's Gone Wild Instagram page.
Oh, have you seen that post? Have you seen the page?
Exposing all these kids. Yo, it's ridiculous, man.
Long
Like, yo,
Beach,
this is gonna have a social impact. It's gonna have a social impact.
I think they're hilarious, honestly.
They are.
I feel like for me, I just feel like it just takes a certain level of like ignorance to be racist. You get what I'm saying? And that whole dynamic is the thing that's most funny to me. It's like, why is this person acting like this?
Yes.
Why are they wilding like this? This is crazy to me.
I've been waking up for like the last 3 days and every morning just watching Karen Gone Wild, and I just
it's fantastic. It's the best form of revenge ever.
Yes.
You guys have been telling on us since before Emmett Till. Now it's like, oh, what did you say? Oh, say goodbye to your substitute teacher position.
Right.
Why are they always teachers? All those bitches are teachers.
Either teachers or administrative assistants. I'm like, why are you 40 and an assistant?
Hey, these are the people who are teaching kids, and then we wonder why that shit keeps going. That shit's wild.
Big facts.
But this has been the most woke episode of Black Blasphemy probably ever. I would love to thank our guest, Long Beach. We have to have you back. You thrive in blasphemy, which is great. I love creators that aren't afraid to have the comments turn on them, because in our line of work, some creators, the comments are everything, and if they turn, their whole existence is just like, I'm not good anymore. But it's been dope to see you throughout the years just be like, man, today I say you guys are dumb, and it's just like the comments are like, oh, you're canceled, blah 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 blah, but nigga's still here. So
bro, I just yeah, dude, your content is dope. Like just to piggyback on what Pat said, and it's always dope because people get mad because they make sense too. It's like you, as soon as you finish saying, it's like, I cannot argue with what I just saw. That is highly
weird. That's weird to fully hate what they say, and then you hear them explain it, and you're like,
Shit.
Do I think that? Am I okay with that now?
It's the belief system that it's about the intent. So, you know, if you're making a joke and the intent is, you know, it's about, you know, it's not, I just feel like in the context of a joke, everything should be, you know, everything should be go, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that there's anything that should be off limits when in the context of a joke. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
So,
man. Just keep going,
great.
bro. Yeah, we love your content, man. Just keep pushing, man. That's all I can say.
Thank you. I love you guys as well. You guys are great. You guys are awesome.
Appreciate you, man. But as always, we've been the Arcade Tokens. I'm Patrick Cloud.
Khleo Thomas, aka Mr. Slick Living.
I am the anomaly Will Pharaoh, and we will catch you next time.
Ooh, straight up.